Hello and welcome to TechLine. Today we are reviewing Akizuki. Now Akizuki is the tier 8 tech ship for the Japanese gunboats. Now I know in my commander video that I did say I didn't want to pick up this captain. But afterwards I decided to, reduce it, and I actually like this captain now. So this is my Akizuki build. And it's only 16 points, so preventative maintenance, last stand, survivability expert, concealment, adrenaline rush, and main battery A specialist. Now, when I get my last 4 points, I'm most likely going to be doing either main battery expert or fearless brawler with some extra skills in there. But odds are I'll probably be doing... I don't really know what I'll put my last 5 skills on, honestly, but that's basically the gist. Now, without a contributor flag, 5% to credits, sorry, 55 to ship XP, 65, 5% to credits, 55 ship XP, 65 to commander XP, and 100% with the clan for free XP. Armor layout, coated in 19mm armor all around, and then the 13mm superstructure. So average, with full survivability, 23,600. So a pretty decent health pool. So you can do a lot of reckless, stupid stuff and get away with it. Artillery wise, she gets 8 dual mount, or 4 dual mount 100mm guns with a 12.5 kilometer max range. And the guns have a 2.8 second reload, fully built in, 11 second 180, 101 max dispersion, HE damage max is 1200 with a 5% of fire, 30mm penetration, which is actually pretty decent. And then the max AP is 1700, with both shows having a velocity of 1000. So they are pretty floaty, but at short range they are pretty flat. And that's where you really want to use the AP, is at close ranges on like cruises that you'll be facing in ops like Omaha's, especially on like Ultimate Frontier. You can just citadel them like crazy. Torpedoes, she gets 1 rack of 610. Now they do a max damage without fully upgraded of 17,000 and a 62 knot speed with 10 kilometers. Now, I don't recommend doing the upgraded torps unless you plan on staying at the ship and you're not going to reset it. If you're going to not redo it or reset it or do anything like that, then you can reload, then you can put the upgraded torps. But if you're going to grind it to the Haragumo and do the research bureau, range and hull are all you need. You can bypass the torps because the torps get less reload with these stock ones, so you can pump out the damage more. And Akizuki's a damage dealer. Depth charges, not really applicable in ops, but she gets 12 bombs in charge, 2 charges, and a max bomb of 4,600. So pretty decent for anti-destroyers, assuming you can hit them. AA-wise, really good. She has 18 25mm mounts, 7 25mm mounts, or triple barrel 25mm mounts, and then she gets her 100mm guns. Continuous damage, almost 190, 1400 max damage, and shell spot and shell explosions, and a 5.8 range. So pretty decent. She is a pretty good AA boat. She is on the slow side for DDs at 33 knots. 730 meter turning circle. She does have a pretty good turning circle. And a rudder shift of 4.5 spec'd into it. Now you want to pay attention to her speed. That's how they balance this whole line with the gunboats, is that they have really slow acceleration. So if you get caught out by torps and smoke, you're basically dead. And so you got to pay attention to the torps. This thing does not accelerate fast, so you want to minimize the being hit by torps. So be aware of that. Concealment-wise, fairly competitive. Not great like Kid or Orkin or any of the others at 5.8, but 6.1, very respectable. Equipment-wise, main armaments 1, engine room, aiming systems, steering gears. Now, you could also go for propulsion if you wanted to focus more on your maneuverability. And then, of course, concealment as always. But if you're regrinding for the Harugumo, like I said, you don't need the torps. The torps at 11 seconds, but do 3,000 more damage, and they give us 5 knot speed. That's not much. Not enough to really justify spending the XP on it, because you just want to get the hull, and then the range, and then you move on to the Akatsuki, the Kitakaze, then the Harugumo. And you're done with your reset. Consumables, she gets smoke generator, engine boost, and a torpedo reload booster. So, very decent. She's a very good jack of all trades. Now, for camo, I do have the Infernal camo on her, but this is what her stock camo looks like. Average like most, but I like my Infernal camo better. I just really like it. It makes them just look really cool. You can't get this camo really because these camos were mostly given out during the raid to the Filth, which was several years ago, and I really hope Wargaming brings those back, but we don't know. But that's how you would usually get those kind of camos. But let's take you into the gameplay, and we'll show you how Akizuki does it. Hello, and welcome to Techline How to Akatsuki gameplay. Now, Akatsuki is the Tier 8 tech gunboat for the Japanese gunboat line. Now, this is, as you know, Tech 1 was supposed to be standardized, but since I'm regrinding this ship for Research Bureau points, it has all the modules on there, and it has all the upgrades except for the torps. I do not like using torps because you trade reload for a little bit extra damage, which isn't much. It's only like 3,000 more damage, so it's not really worth it.
Reconnaissance data suggests the principal attack would be launched in 10 minutes.
Now, a proper Akatsuki gameplay is where you're constantly firing your guns. You're not stopping. Basically, you're firing so much that your gun should be melted. If you have melted guns, and we're talking hopefully a minimum of at least 400 shell hits, then you've got a good Akatsuki game. Akatsuki is probably one of the best tech destroyers you can bring in the ops. I love this ship. This is one of my favorite ships to grind in ops. And I'm telling the DD to get back because that's not how you do a DD in this map. Not especially going all the way out there and then gunning, and then out openly gunning. And assuming he is openly gunning. I assume he's hitting the Aoba. And you like to see it's just a constant steady flow of shells. And usually you should be able to get Citadel hits, but I wasn't getting that lucky.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
And I also am divvied up with my friend Raz Caliphate too. And you see right there, yeah, the Mahan just kept openly gunning. And then he got, well, deleted. It's not really a good sign. Now, they are pretty angled now, so I do switch to HE and start hammering them. You can see my guns, I don't even have, I'm not even counting the shells, but you just see that it's just like constantly going up. There's at least 200 shell hits already. And I put myself in this position. One, is it very gutsy? Absolutely. But it does work out. Akatsuki does have good detection when fully built at 6.1. It's not like Kid at 5.8 or Oland at 5.8, but it's still pretty good.
This is Space Commander. Support ship reach battery 1, restoring the battery.
And you see he hasn't straightened out. So, torps are away. Now, he probably would have taken torps and died, because I decided to openly start gunning him. But Chalfie comes in with his torps and, well, takes a chunk of his health off, and then I finish it. So I should have had more damage on that destroyer. But since he's spotting, I just smoke up. And I get a fire on him, so any permanent damage is going to stick now. Solely making my smoke screen bigger so I have, you know, room to, you know, move.
Smoke screen set.
Cleveland, or Helena, gets a HE fire. And I think the Cleveland, it's easy, that or it's the Otago, but I'm pretty sure it's the Cleveland. It has Halsey on it. So good for him for putting in the effort to get Halsey. It's not an easy grind, that's for sure. And I'm just constantly shooting, you know, like, I'm already at like 200 shell hits, and I'm just not stopping. I'm keeping an eye on my smoke detectability, and just constantly firing.
Reconnaissance reporting. Third attack is about to be launched.
I do wish that Clouthy had gone for helping me on this cruiser, because I was worried about the cruiser killing me. Because I was slightly worried. Not totally worried, but I was a little worried. And I'm still at full health, and I'm at 70,000 damage roughly. So I can afford to be really aggressive. And he's nice enough to drop me a fighter, so I at least have some spotting. But I kinda have to wait for my smoke screen to get up. But I have the health pool that I can openly gun if I really want to.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
I do take some damage there. And this Mayoko does take a good chunk off my health, more than I would have liked. Now I'm only still detected because the DD, the Shiriatsu's still out there, so he's the only thing detecting me, otherwise I could be blind firing. I believe it's on this next salvo. I do take damage that it's like forces me to smoke up. Well, it was one of these salvos. Okay, it was that salvo. That gets me a fire and my torp tube, so I decide to just
Problem solved, sir. Smoke generator started.
finally smoke up. Because I had lost about almost half my health at this point, so I was like, kind of stinks. And then I lost my torp tubes again. I should have had that, but I just was not getting the Citadel hits like I should have. But I do get this kill. Nope. But again, you know, I went up about 30,000 damage. I think it was worth it. I do switch the DDs because the Chariot is getting a little close, and I really don't want to have multiple ships come down on top of me. I may be an Akizuki, but I'm not. I can't handle that kind of firepower. I do get some pretty decent. I did blind shot it still. And I've still got about half my health. So I'm gonna go be really gutsy.
Attention. Carrier entering.
Well, if he getting a nice double torp there, good for him. That's good XP for him.
The combat zone.
And yeah, I am gonna try to help on these cruisers, but they're not my primary focus. Our Cleveland's gonna go heal. Fair enough. I mean, he's probably taken quite a bit of damage. I wasn't even paying attention. I was so focused playing that I wasn't keeping attention on anyone's health.
Reporting.
And I usually
Enemy
do.
cruisers entered the combat zone. They're chasing our aircraft carrier.
I mean, just from my position, you can kind of already tell where I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna do. But my target hits are over 500 now. I got 20 seconds till my smoke comes, and they will spawn literally right now. I could drop torps, but I won't get that perfect perpendicular torp hit, so there's no point for me. So I gotta get close enough to get that torp hit, but at the same time, not close enough to where I will die. It's finding that sweet spot.
Enemy battleship detected.
And I was briefly detected, but my planes shoot down the fighters, and I smoke up.
Smoke generator started.
Fortunately, Kyle Palfy's nice enough to drop a fighter, and I dropped my first set. Pop my reload booster. I should have popped my reload booster a little bit
Enemy
sooner.
cruiser detected.
Smoke screen set.
And I do get hydroed right about here. And I should have went for the Nagato, but because I could have gunned this guy down. I could have gunned him down. Like, there wasn't really no point to put that second set on there, but I was worried. I was worried because a Roon could kill me. And the Nagato was also looking at me, so it was like, well, best to be safe.
Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes dead ahead.
I just barely missed his torps. And I'm just constantly firing broadside in my smoke. I get a fire, that's permanent. And Cleveland's and Colin is giving DD lessons today, grins. I'm like, thank you. And I do pick up the Nagato. That puts me over 700 target hits.
Engine boost activated.
And the kid is right there. So I just start openly gunning him down. And I still got some smoke left, so I'm going to try to use it. Because I don't have the health advantage to kill the kid out one-on-one. But I've got the target lock where I'm just slowly chipping him for damage.
Carrier Lexington reached the base.
lot of damage, but it is a little bit every now and then. And it adds up. And now, see, I do have him finally angled. And now his engine's busted, so I have to slow, so I have to aim better a little bit. But, you know, I've done some pretty good damage on him. And it's just chunk damage, again, a little, 1,000, not 700. It all adds up. But our Helena was really gutsy. I mean, even I could tell he was going to die. Because you can still get the Missouri when I zoom in. He just took the back turret, and that missed. But you can literally zoom in, and you can see that that Musashi is looking at. His AP might do some damage, but it's not going to do a lot of damage. He might get a little bit of damage every now and then. Let's see what his next shot does. Yeah, maybe at 2,000. It's not much. I got double fires on Musashi, but Musashi just goes straight into him. But I mean, Helena versus Musashi, not so much a foregone not so much like what's gonna happen. Fortunately, Musashi isn't looking at me. I don't know. I think he automatically switches to the fort, but I still have his secondaries on me, and that is, you know, scary. I would have died had my torps not killed. Like, that's what, it's like 1,000. So I lost about 20.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
At least 22,000 health, but I managed it perfectly. So 271 was my final damage. 900 shell hits. Like I always say, Ultimate Frontier and Defensive Newport are DD maps. If you can perform well in a DD map on this map,
Attention.
you're gonna have a fun time.